Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to RMK Resolutions. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about an important topic for the FYBSc Zoology, Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune. And this particular topic is from the subject Animal Ecology. So, name of the topic in front of you on your screen you can see we are going to discuss about the mutualism. So, mutualism, it is an very important topic because now we are well aware about the ecosystem or ecology, and within a ecology, or we can say within a nature, there are different types of species are found, and these particular species, that is the plants, animals, different insects, different mammals, reptiles, every species, they are going to interact with each other. So they interact for the different purposes. They interact for the food purposes, they interact for the different shelter purposes. So many different kinds of requirements are there, and according to the requirement of the species, they are going to interact with each other. So mutualism or such kind of interaction which we are going to discuss, in this particular interactions, the different species, the two different species, they come together, they live together. So mutualism, it is a very important topic, or we can say very important interactions within a nature. So let's understand what is meant by the mutualism. Before going to the video, we have discussed the types of the animal interactions, that is the commensalism, parasitism, amensalisms, in a previous few videos. These particular videos you can find on the YouTube channel RMK Resolutions. So please do watch all these videos on the RMK Resolutions. Now we are going to discuss about the mutualisms. So on your screen we have a very beautiful picture. In that picture we can see there is one species of bird and there is one species of flowering plant. So these particular plant and bird species, they interact with each other, that is they live together with each other in the nature, and this particular two species, they having, or we can say they are complement with each other. So these particular species, they interact with each other. Now we are trying to understand why these species are interact with each other. So first we will see that this particular bird which depend on the flowering plant, they suck the nectar or juice from the flower plant. So these particular birds, they interact with the flower for their food purposes. And second thing, this particular flower, they depend on the bird for their spreading, for the spreading of the seeds, or we can say the pollens to the different geographic location. So both species now they having a benefit in this particular interaction, and we can say that mutualism is such kind of interactions where both species they receive the benefit. This is the simple definition of the mutualism. So on your screen you can see this particular term mutualism, that can be simply defined as the relationship in which both species they are mutually benefited. In this interaction, both species they got or they received the benefit. Such kind of interactions which are present in the nature is known as mutualism. Again, on your screen, it is a very beautiful picture which indicate. Again, this is the these are there are two species. One is the honeybee, and another one is the flower, or we can say the flowering plant. So, honeybee for the food purposes they depend on a flower. So, they suck honeybee. They having a special type of mouth parts. So, that mouth part it is totally adapted to suck the nectar from the flower, and ultimately on the legs of the honeybee there are some hairy structures are there, pollen baskets are there. So pollens are stick to the honeybee legs or honeybee different parts of the honeybee, and these particular pollens are spread to the different locations. So cross pollination takes place and it helps to spread or distribute the particular plant species. So honeybee they got the they receive the nutrition. So honeybee having a benefit, and plant is also receive the benefit by dispersing the pollen of the plant to the different location. So both species they receives the benefit in this particular interaction. So this is an important example of the mutualism. So as I told you, this particular relationship can either be within a species or between two different species. Mutualism, this particular interaction, it is may be present within a species or within a two different species. The species with this relationship is termed as the symbiosis. We can say that this is the one type of symbiotic relationship. So the mutual relationship is seen in the all living organisms, including the human beings, animals, birds, plants, and microorganisms like bacteria, virus, and fungi. So mutualism, this is a very important interactions. Without mutualism, this particular life, or we can say the nature does not exist. So that's why mutualism is important animal interaction which is applicable to all the species from the humans to the bacteria. So as I told you, mutualism it is one kind of symbiosis or symbiotic relationship. So mutualism is a type of relationship between a host and symbiont where the both organism having a benefit. As I already told you, during the mutualism reactions both species they receive the benefit and no one is harmed. Such kind of interaction is known as mutualism. In the previous few videos we have discussed about the parasitism. So in the parasitism one species having a benefit, another having a harm. In the commensalism one species receives the benefit and another species they having a harm. But in case of the mutualism no one is having a harm, only both species they receives the benefit. So this relationship may either be continue for the longer time or for the shorter term. So that is depend on the requirement of particular species, that how long that relationship should be takes place. So this particular term mutualist is used to indicate the small partner and the host are the other partner present in the mutualism. Now we take one example, that ant which live and feed on the nectar of acacia tree. So this particular, both in this particular example, ant they also having a benefit, and acacia tree they also having the benefit. So we can say that ant they receives the benefit by receiving a nectar from the acacia trees, and acacia tree they use or they receive the benefit in terms of defense. So acacia tree they receive the defense from the ant. Such kind of interaction is the mutualism interactions. So as I told you, this ant they are the mutualist, and acacia tree it is the host plant. You can see this particular ant and acacia tree. So ant they receives the nectar, and acacia plant and they protect this particular plant. Again the picture shows the acacia tree and ant mutualism relationship. So acacia tree they provide the home and food for the ant, and as they have a hollow huge thorn, this is the home for the ants, and yellow swelling on the leaves, that is the food material for the ant. And in reverse, ant act as a guard attacking the insect, and they protect the tree from grazing mammal. So as I told you, this particular ant they provide a protection against the different grazing animals. So this type of relationship where both species they having a benefit and no one species is harm. So very well known example or best example of the mutualism is the ant and acacia tree. Okay, so now I will focus on the type of mutualism. So number one is the obligate mutualism. So obligate mutualism is the relationship between the two species in which both species they are completely depend on each other. If other species is absent, then these particular species cannot survive. So they completely depend. Though they are the two different species, they completely dependent on each other. So most of the symbiosis and some non-symbiotic are the best examples of the obligate mutualisms. For example, we can say the yucca plant and the moth. This is the best example of obligate mutualism. So yucca plant, the habitat of the dry and arid climate of the southern United States. These particular plants are found over there in a United States where there is a dry and arid climate, and the flower of the yucca plants they relies on the moth for the pollination purposes. So yucca plant there is one moth, and moth they help in a pollination of the yucca plant. In turn, moth are benefited by laying the eggs on the flower and feeding the larva with the seeds. So yucca plant flowers it helps to lay the eggs, and larva of the moth is also feeding on the seeds of the plant. You can see on your screen, you can see this particular moth, and this one is the yucca plant. So yucca plant, on the leaves, this particular moth, they laid the eggs, so eggs are protected, and in turn this yucca moth, they helps to spread the pollen grains of the plant to the different location. Another type of the mutualism is the facultative mutualism. So here the partners may coexist without depending on each other. However, form a diffuse relationship involving a various mixture of the species. Example, honeybee and plant. This is the best example of facultative mutualism. So honeybee, they visit to the many plants or species for the nectar from the flower, and these plants will be visited by the number of insect as a pollinator for the pollination. So here there is a mixture of the species, and these particular species, they depend on each other, so there is a coexistence. So this is not a species specific, there is a mixture of the species in this particular interaction. That's why it is known as facultative interactions. Now next type of the mutualism is the tropic mutualism. So in this particular case, the partners are specialized in a complementary way to obtain the energy and nutrients from each other. So complement relationship is there. For example, cow and bacteria. So cow cannot digest the plant cellulose, and bacteria which are present in the rumor of the cow, they help in digesting of the plant cellulose. And in reverse, bacteria, they get the food and warm environment within a rumor which is required for their growth and development. Next type of mutualism is the defensive mutualism. So in the defensive mutualism, one partner, they receives the food and shelter, and in turn it helps the partner by defending against the herbivorous or predator parasite. So one partner, they provide a food, and another partner, they protect from the herbivorous predators or parasite. Now example is the aphid and ant. So aphid, they produce the honeydews to the ants, which is carried to their nest at night for protecting them from the predator and escorts. So this particular aphid, they are carried back to the plant to the next morning, and in turn ants are benefited by assembling the aphid eggs and sorting in their nest chambers to survive the cold winter month. So again, this is a very best example. As I told you, ants, they provide the protection from the predators during the harsh environment, and in turns that aphid, they provide a nutrition in the form of the honey dew. So this is the best example of the mutualism, we can say, defense mutualism, where ant and aphid, which is the, again we can say the example of the mutualism or example of the defense mutualism. Then next type is the dispersive mutualism. So in the dispersive mutualism, one partner they receives the food, and in turn other partner they help the flower in transferring their pollen. So this type of interaction we already learned. This particular butterfly they receives the food from the flower, and in turn the pollens of the plants are dispersed by the butterfly. So this is an best example of the mutualism in the nature. This type of mutualism is known as the dispersive mutualism. So here the butterfly they help to disperse the pollens of the plant to the different locations. So as we already learned the flower and their pollinators. Bees are there, hummingbirds are there. They help to spread the nectars. Again, these are some examples of the mutualism which we have already learned. Human and plant, there is again a mutualism relationship, we can say. Humans they require the oxygen for the life, and plants they use the carbon dioxide for the photosynthesis. So here both human and plants they are mutually benefited. Humans they use the oxygen given by the plants, and in turns plant use the carbon dioxide which is exhaled by the humans. Then another best example of the mutualism, that is the oxpecker and rhinos or rhinoceros. Oxpecker, this is a bird, and rhinoceros, this is the mammal. So bird oxpeckers they lie on the rhinoceros and remove all the bugs and parasite which are present on the animal skin by eating them. You can see here, this is a very beautiful picture where this particular rhinoceros and oxpecker, these are the birds oxpecker. So they remove oxpecker birds, they lie on the rhinoceros, they eat the different bugs and pathogens present on the skin of the rhinoceros, and in turn rhinoceros the bird with the food, and in turns the bugs are removed from the skin of the rhinoceros. So both animals they are receives the benefit. So both rhino and oxpecker they having a benefit. Okay, so this is about the mutualisms. I hope all of you understand the concept of the mutualism. So please watch the earlier videos also for the parasitism, commensalism and amensalism. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe my channel RMK Resolutions for more update. Thank you. Bye bye.